Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
I've been focusing on the big historical issues and the choices humanity has to make. We'll be looking at trends and the move towards dictatorial government worldwide and the fact that we are going into a global meltdown, these bank runs that are happening, with Gerald Celente, one of our favorite guests and a good friend, coming up in the next segment. But here are some of the articles that are up on Infowars.com right now. Award Edward Snowden the Nobel Peace Prize. That came out in the news earlier today. CBS, Norway lawmakers nominate Edward Snowden for Nobel Peace Prize. That would be a major coup against the tyrants, but I don't think they'll actually vote for him. They vote for Al Gore and Henry Kissinger. Why not vote for Joseph Stalin while they're at it, or Genghis Khan? But how about the people award him the Nobel Peace Prize? How about we get millions of likes on a new Facebook page that we just created, that when you like it and get other people to look at it, it will point out that he's a hero, not a traitor, like the establishment has said. And he exposed what we already knew on many, many fronts. And Paul Watson's going to do a video on that as well. But join the InfoWars campaign. Honor the courageous whistleblower. And you scroll down. You can follow that link right there. We've probably got a link right at the top, too. I know Watson wrote this very quickly. Whenever Chris Jordan walked in and said, hey, you want us to remind you when you should make a Facebook for something. I think this is a good idea. So that's his idea. It's his inspiration. And it just went up 261 likes. We need to get that up to 1 million likes. I think we're the first to have this Facebook. So help us make this go viral. I'm going to send it out at Real Alex Jones. I know Paul just did on Twitter. Please retweet it on all of your tweets. Use the enemy platform to get the word out. It's an example of the people. I mean, we know what's happening. We're in an info war. Speaking out is the way to go. And Paul's done a great job already creating this page. So please like it and send it on to your friends and family and tell them to like it as a vote worldwide openly to show that we don't want Obama to get the Peace Prize for launching all these wars. We want a real hero who's gone through so much to get the Peace Prize. Continuing, U.S. intelligence boss predicts more violence in Ukraine. Yeah, that's because they're helping stir it up. Really, the Soros group is, not even the Pentagon. The Russians are getting pretty mad because they're not trying to take over Ukraine. And then the EU, that's even worse than the Russians. See, I'm all for sovereign countries. I mean, I wish Ukraine was a great free country, the great people, smart people. I need places to run to if the U.S. totally collapses. I don't like countries that are under empire's sway. But empires always try to do that, and we're a globalist bankster empire right now. And that Nazi collaborator scallywag, Soros, is running all that. Obama promises to enact gun control laws with or without Congress. Obama plagiarizes Bush's 2007 SOTU speech. State of the Union takeaway dictatorship. CNN poll, 67% oppose Obama's executive action. Crowdhammer, when Obama repeated Guantanamo, you knew he'd sort of run out of ideas. Obama and the State of the Onion address. Great article by John Rappaport, all up on Infowars.com. By the way, you can see right there, just a plug, you can see our own Molly Rogers and Weldon Henson modeling the Liberty or Death new shirts that have come out at 1776, madein1776.com, which takes you to the shopping cart. And you can get all this great Liberty apparel to help strike up conversations with people and talk about what America, the good ideas of America, what's made America special. But we're not exceptional in goodness anymore with our governing class. We're exceptional in the wall of deception and evil. So we'll get Gerald Celente's take first up on the state of the tyranny last night And then we'll get into these runs on banks worldwide. I appreciate him coming on to talk about that. He's been predicting that. And the capital controls. It's now happening all over the place. And we'll look at a whole bunch of other issues with Gerald Celente. I'm Alex Jones. In the last 50 years, iodine has been phased out of our staple foods and replaced with the halogen bromine, a practice now banned in nations around the world. Guess what else is in the halogen family? Fluoride. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here. In 1924, the federal government did the right thing and encouraged salt producers to add iodine. It's the good halogen on the periodic table, and the results are on record. Reports documented a 15-point IQ increase in areas that had previously been deficient in iodine. Bottom line, iodine is important. Unbound, clean, in a glycerin base. Nascent iodine was the answer for myself and my family. You will find Survival Shield Nascent Iodine exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWars Life Survival Shield Nascent Iodine isn't just for emergencies. I take it every day. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. Introducing Pro One. All of your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters to just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gate, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filters today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139. The facts are in. The studies are legion. Sodium fluoride and other toxic members of the fluoride family are devastating the health and cognitive ability of the American people. So why are the social engineers adding it to the water? Simple. Dumb down the host population that the parasitic technocracy is feeding on. We may not have been able to get fluoride out of the water supply yet, but we can help to get it out of our bodies. I am extremely excited to announce the exclusive InfoWars Life Fluoride Shield formulation, fusing 6 of the best documented ingredients from around the world to help the body remove not just toxic fluoride residues from the body, but a whole host of toxic substances. Let's take a stand against the globalists by blocking their poisons with Fluoride Shield. I use Fluoride Shield every day. Secure your Fluoride Shield and other pioneering formulations at InfoWarsLife.com today. Let's start cleansing our bodies now and support the Info War at the same time. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
It's always a tough vote because the average person thinks raising the debt ceiling must mean that we're running up our debt. Raising the debt ceiling, which has been done over 100 times, does not increase our debt. It does not somehow promote profligacy. All it does is it says, you got to pay the bills that you've already racked up, Congress.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
If you go up to DrudgeReport.com, it's the easiest way to find it. It's already scrolled off InfoWars.com's front page, or it's down in the financial area. I'm going to have it put back in the features. Bank run fears escalate as Russian lender bans cash withdrawals. It's an InfoWars.com story. Economic jitters continue across the world, causing stock market issues. Zero Hedge and others are also reporting on that right now. And you've got Mark Faber, who's been a really accurate guy and a great fund manager. He says insiders are selling like crazy, shorting U.S. stocks. He says buy treasuries and gold. And it's coming out in mainstream news, what Gerald Celente and others have been saying for years, and Bob Chapman, rest his soul, they've been suppressing gold prices with naked shorting, you name it. Hey, you like how Dinesh D'Souza has been arrested for supposedly giving a little bit too much money to a campaign of his friend? But John Corzine, or the IRS persecuting people, And there's also a question up on Infowars.com in an article. Why are so many top British bankers jumping off of bridges? And we're going to get into that article. I mean, it's like every day somebody's jumping off a bridge or their own banking buildings, killing themselves. Now, look, the collapse came years ago. We've been in a recession since 2008, depression in many areas the last 4 years. They've gone into this QE unlimited while depressing the real economy so that it wouldn't create too much inflation, but inflation has increased. So they've been trying to cover that up. And now currencies all over the place are in this mad race. I mean, we are sitting on top of, it's like somebody's had 10 heart attacks. They're 85 years old, and you're going to make them walk up 100 flights of stairs. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? And this is a serious situation. But there's so much mind control, though. Obama can say raising the debt limit doesn't raise the debt. He can say, you're going to keep your doctor, it's going to cut your rate in half, and then get rid of your doctor, double your health care on average. I mean, it's the overthrow of reality appears to be what they're doing because they think the public is so insecure and so uninformed that as long as there's a big stage and people are clapping for him, Obama could say 2 + 2 = $1 billion. I mean, this is an overthrow of reality. That's what George Orwell wrote about in 1984. And they've pretty much done it to a certain extent, but they can't overthrow the communist Chinese or the Russians. They can't overthrow superbugs. They can't overthrow the reality of what's going on. So they're on classic megalomaniac power trips. Most 95% of people, they've got studies and a big documentary out about it. I want to get that director on. I forget the name. I saw it last year. Where 95% of people or more, it's over 95%, that win $10 million, $20 million in a lottery. In a year, they're totally depressed, half broke. In 2-3 years, they're totally broke or in jail. It destroys them. Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. Money destroys marriages. Power destroys marriages. Power is a curse, folks. Unless you do it for absolute good, then it's very empowering. That's the archetypal knight's quest or the hero's quest. And the globalists are the enemy of the knight's quest. Even though these wars have been frauds, they hate real, virtuous military because they're the only people out there that could ever organize in a totalitarian physical takeover, a resistance. Now, the general public being virtuous and voting with their dollars and creating local communities and buying local, we can defeat them the other way, but they're going to start a fight before that happens. But they are, I mean, have always hated real men and real women. And they always want to tell us how we're wrong and we're not virtuous. I am virtuous. I care about people. I want to live in a good world with good people. I treat people like I want to be treated. And I'm not perfect. The complexity of life means you step on people's toes and don't even mean to do it. The difference is I want to be good. I like being good. Does it mean I'm perfect? Does it mean I don't have an evil side that I can slide into? Just like that? If you got a big good side, you're going to have an evil side, folks. The point is I choose good. Now, I've put in my rant there. Gerald Celente joins us, and I always enjoy him coming on for the balance of the hour. Trendsresearch.com, trendsjournal.com will actually get you there as well. Great site, a lot of videos and trend updates there. Gerald, I've kind of set the table the last 3-4 minutes with a potpourri of points I've laid out there about the state of civilization going into this decadent cycle. What do you want to tackle first?
Well, let's look at the State of the Union address last night, as you were mentioning. You know, I watched the, entirety, and it was really flat. You know, I look at things objectively. You know me, I don't have any skin in the game. I'm a political atheist. And he got very, very few applause lines. He threw out the ones, the woman card, of course, equal pay for women and men. Of course, that got a round of applause. And with Obamacare, women won't have to pay more. So he played that card. And then the last card he played, and this was it was flat throughout. It was nothing new. He didn't have the trained seals jumping up and down as much as he had in the earlier years. Pom-Pom Pelosi, when she was the head over there of the majority leader. So they didn't have that energy. But he played the card at the end of pulling out this soldier who did 10 tours of duty in Afghanistan and became seriously injured. And that got the greatest round of applause. All it was more war talk. So they used that. And also, talking about gun control that he brought up again, he also said another great Obama lie about how they've pulled